talk show. We have an amazing show in store for you today. Yes, it's.
Mark here. You're off your mark a little.
Oh, this is so embarrassing. First show, we're still figuring it out, but that's all right. It shows that
Okay.
Let Your Love Be Real is itself real.
Can you move to the right?
Oh, to the right? Okay. That's our camera guy, Mac.
A little bit more to your right.
Oh, okay. Is that. Okay. So sorry about that. Anyway, back to the show.
Markia,
Yes.
you're still off.
Sorry. It's our producer, Antoine. Okay.
To the left, to the left.
To the left? Okay, to the left.
Just one more thing.
What's that?
Now kick.
Now kick?
Now kick.
Now kick. As you can see, we love to dance. Now, where were we? Oh, we're off into the show. Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Markia Butler, and we are so excited to share this time with you because we have a brand new series. Here, you can expect some heartwarming interviews, tips on how to make everyday life better, and a few news stories to keep you posted on what's going on around the world. We want to motivate you to feel loved, promote physical activity in your daily life, and to encourage you to be the best version of you. We've got a very special guest with us today. He's broken the Guinness World Record for the largest dance line assembled. He's gotten everyone in your family, from grandma to newborn baby, out on the dance floor. He's made appearances on the Dr. Oz show, Judge Mathis, and the Steve Harvey show. He's went multi-platinum with his hit song, The Cupid Shuffle. Please welcome Cupid. So before we get into our guest interview today, I wanted to share the heart of Let Your Love Be Real. So it stemmed from a time where I was getting off of work. It was super early in the morning, like maybe like 5 a.m., just left like a 15-hour shift. And I just sat on the train and my eyes were closed. And you know when someone comes by you, like you kind of open your eyes. And I just saw who it was who came to sit next to me. And I closed my eyes again because I'm like, so it's 5 in the morning. It's, Los Angeles. It's okay. So then I just so happened to open my eyes, and the guy had a board on his lap. And at the same time I opened my eyes, he raised the board up he was looking at it himself. And I just caught what it said. And it said, slowly giving up on life. And he put the board down. My eyes shut so closed. And I just kind of sat there and I was like, what is this moment? Like what's happening? Like, why did I see that? And just the heart of everything. Like I don't know what this person's going to do next. So I was like, I need to intervene or say something. So I found a napkin and a pen in my pocket. I didn't have any paper or anything, but I wrote a message on the napkin, balled it up, and I handed it to the guy. And I watched him. He opened it up slowly and he read it, and he just, like, the joy that was on him just consumed me. He just had this big smile, and we just looked at each other. We never said anything. It was just a smiling moment. I was like, and then I got off the train, and I was just like, what was that moment? That was wild. But what I wrote on that napkin was, never give up, King. Have a blessed day. And that's how Let Your Love Be Real came to be. It stemmed from just having that see a need, feel a need moment, just understanding that we need each other, and you never know when you're going to be utilized to make a difference in someone else's life. So thank you so much for watching Let Your Love Be Real talk show. I'm Markia Butler, and now let's get into our interview with Cupid. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Let Your Love Be Real. This is Cupid on the line, y'all. Hey, Cupid.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, okay, so we're gonna dive right in because I see this new song floating around. Could you please tell us more about Flex?
Well, during the pandemic, we had a lot of time to be super creative, and Cupid Shuffle has been like just such a big song, and it continues to be such a big song. But I noticed that there's a new generation and a new wave of kids that's looking for the next new line dance, the next new dance. And then there's this application that was created seemingly just like it's made just for me called TikTok. And all my old dances just started popping up. So I got in the studio. I said, I'm gonna make a line dance song. I ain't gonna put no verses. I ain't gonna put no bridge. I ain't gonna do none of that fancy stuff. We're gonna tell you what to do the whole time. And it's like totally catching fire on all social media platforms.
So I do want to ask, when you speak of social media, how did you adjust to TikTok?
Believe it or not, TikTok has been like more of a success for the type of music I make than the record companies, because now I don't have to like go through the A&R process or the record company process of determining what they think. I just take it straight to the consumer. And it's amazing how like, years ago, making a dance song was just deemed so corny in the music business. Oh, it's just a dance song. And now we got we have the most commanding platform on earth. So now, it's funny just to watch the same people who was talking that kind of stuff, like trying to make TikTok songs now. Like they trying so hard, but that formula has been mastered, through a few of us throughout the years. And now it's like paying dividends. Like it's crazy how much it pays, crazy how much, how just amazing it is.
That's so wonderful. So you have experience with being independent and on a record label. So what advice would you give artists of today, and how have those experiences helped you in your career today?
Well, it's always good, like for a new artist to get a major situation. It's always good because you get to platforms that certain people can't reach. There's certain gatekeepers in the world where certain, places you kind of can't get in unless you know the who's who. But independently, even when you get a record deal, like now the playing field is so even, you still have to have an independent mindset. And you still got to grind on your own, and there's no magic wand or no one person that's just going to love you so much to where they're going to make you famous and zillions of dollars. Like you got to do it yourself. So for me, I've been independent so long. When I made Cupid Shuffle after 10 years of being independent, then ran with the label, and now independently is like right now it's fun because I can make a song about anything I want. I don't have to hear nobody tell me nothing. And then I can service it to the people and let them decide, because the hardest part about the labels is they just know so much in their minds, and they just kind of can stitch it, they can kind of like take away from your creativity, but they're a great machine to have. So I don't think the record companies or the music industry was ready for the internet. they stuck.
They didn't see it coming.
They stuck now.
So, okay, switching gears a little bit, you attended Louisiana Lafayette College for college, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
You went there for a track scholarship. That's amazing. So I want to know, how has your athleticism helped your career?
Well, I guess step one is just being fit, staying active, being able to perform. It teaches you a sense of discipline, because, when you're in athletics, you're only as good as your self-discipline, So even with music, it's times where I got to kind of, force myself to get in the studio, force myself to write and have that type of discipline. But it formed a true sense of discipline for me. And then, of course, the tenacity part, like, when I was an athlete, I didn't like to lose. I was like a huge trash talker anytime I could. So you got to take that type of confidence on stage, because, when you get on stage, especially places where like everybody don't know your music, it can be intimidating for people who never been there before. You got the first row of people looking at you like they, they got that attitude, they bougie. So you got to look at them and be able to get through that and try to get them to enjoy your performance. So, those types of things is what built who I am, because, it's not too many things I can do great in life, but performing, your people in Duval, I'm sure they told you, I don't play. I don't care who you are. If I'm on stage, I'm going to make them so tired. By the time they get to you, they're going to be ready to go. And that's how I've lived that's how that's how I've been able to stay, relevant for so long and constantly booked, is because people know when they come to see me perform, it's gonna be a party.
I see that you pull people up on stage. So next time at your concert, could you just go on and, because you know I'm gonna cut up on the dance floor. Just I seen all your videos, you having everybody on stage. I never,
Will it be a la the journalism convention?
Yes. Okay. Well, do you want to share? We go way back. Like, do you want to share a little bit of that story?
Yeah, I was out in it's New Orleans. Oh, and without
San
I popped up.
Diego. Nope, it was San Diego.
San Diego was the first one. The one was San Diego was the first, was the big
Okay.
one. And we out there. I'm just chilling, performing. I forgot who Disney had brought me out there, and I'm on the floor and I'm looking around. I'm like, wait, what? Hey, what up? And the next thing you know, we clicked up, and then it's like, I mean, it's just been like, we've been tight ever since, and that's been, that's been cool to see your journey and like how much you've grown from that to like all up in Cali and doing big things. So that's awesome. And you was trying not to be, because I know y'all was at work, but the Duval came out.
Oh my Google. So
Jacksonville, Florida.
all day, every day. So diving back in. So congratulations, you went back to be the Grand Marshal at the Homecoming Parade at
Yes.
Lafayette, Louisiana. Okay, so what were your life plans when you started college? Like, was your path always going to be like music, or something along those lines? Like, did you like see music at all?
No, honestly, I wanted to be a coach. I coach like little league sports now. I mean, that's something that I just truly enjoy doing. And I want to just be a PE coach, and just work with kids. I love sports. I love football. I love track. I love basketball. So I do that now in my spare time, to kind of fill that void. But that's what I've been doing. I mean, I probably would have still been playing at church, probably gigging on the weekends with a band, because music is in my soul. I'm just fortunate and just blessed that I was able to create something so big and so timeless that is, allow me to just do music now, just full time. And it's really a good place to be in. But I still feel that void by coaching little league sports and working in the local parks and rec.
That's wonderful. So next question in regards to church, is that where you started singing, or like what was the church influence in your career?
Yeah. Started singing in church. I mean, as an athlete, singing wasn't cool. I mean, nobody really wanted to sing like that. And then my parents was, you gonna sing in church, and my cousins could never really hit the notes, but I could. So I would try not to sound good, just to, kind of fit in. And then I started realizing how much of an asset singing is, and how much of a talent. Like, not everybody gets that gift. And I started like just hanging around people who sing, hanging around the local studio here, working on my craft and building on my craft, and it became what it is today.
Well, that's so beautiful. Would you like to give us a little something? Would you give us a little?
Churchy.
Okay.
I could do oh Lord, how excellent, how excellent, how excellent, how excellent, oh, is thy name. Yo.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Like, oh, so you want to hit all the notes all the way with us? Okay, we only get a little sample. Beautiful.
It's a sample now. If y'all see them
I
come
was
to
like,
our
I
city,
heard you get up there before, so.
yeah, I want to go all the way hard today, but yeah.
Okay, so a question in regards to Fifth Element. Are you in contact with any of the members from that group? And what advice would you give to artists starting out in the, starting wanting to join in groups instead of going like solo?
being in a group was the greatest thing ever for me, because coming out of high school, I couldn't, I mean, I could sing, but I really couldn't sing. Like, and I was kind of decent, but the guys in my group sang. So being surrounded by them every day, I was picking up on different skills and crafts and stuff like that to just get better. We are still in contact, man. That's my guys. We actually all had a little text group the other day, and one of my group members, I had a concert in North Louisiana. He lives there, so I invited them down and I pulled him on the stage and let him do something and sing. So, they've been a blessing, because they really truly got me where I wanted to be vocally, because it's just something about, like, them boys, they could sing. That's all. I was like the third best singer in the group. I was the dude who would hit the high notes all the time. So the other dude was the lead singer. So yeah, they taught me a lot, and I'm very grateful that I started off my musical journey with them.
That's so beautiful. So you mentioned Lafayette and this journey. So how have you, or what have you done as far as like your community? How involved are you in your community?
Oh, very. I mean, I'm to the point where now where I really don't broadcast a lot of the stuff that I do. I probably visit. But like before the pandemic, I visited at least 100 schools a year. I mean, people call mentorship programs, and just so much. And of course, coming from Lafayette, Louisiana, there's me, there's Daniel Cormier, the MMA fighter. We graduated together. We graduated the same year out of high school. Dustin Poitier, another USC fighter. So I went to school, they fight a lot, but we don't our city's not big, and you don't have a lot of people that just get to that higher level like that. My friend Denise Boutte, she's a big actress. You may know her from Meet the Browns and Why Did I Get Married? She lived down the street from my grandma's house. So there's a few of us, but we try to stay grounded and stay here to give people hope that they can get out of this city, because and be a role model, that you can be anything you want to be, coming from a little small town like Lafayette, Louisiana.
That's so beautiful, especially to stay connected with those from home. So I want to ask, how has COVID-19 affected you as an artist, and maybe even your other artist friends?
Well, COVID-19 was bad. It's bad, flat out. I mean, because we were the only occupation that was deemed wrong, and concerts were just so bad, so it was painful. I mean, really and truly, a lot of my musician friends had, mental issues, anxiety. It was rough, because, whenever anything in the world happens, the first thing they do is call for entertainment. We're going to raise money through concerts and this, that, and the third. And we were just shut off. So, but it was a recharging moment for a lot of us to be able to get back to kind of get into some normalcy, because, you go on so much, you really don't realize how much time that you're wasting and not, focusing on, like, on your people. So it was a good recalibration, but it was very difficult, because a lot of it I just couldn't understand. Like I know it was on the, a lot of people didn't really understand what's going on, but for me, I just couldn't understand some of the logic. Like, as things started happening, I would coach a basketball game and they'll have 200 people, but if I tried to do a concert, they would say no, and I'd be confused. Like, so it was just so much inconsistency of information.
That part.
And then just hear no, to where it got to the point where, like, I started getting real envious of people that was going back to work. Like, I was like, like, this ain't right, but things are getting back, and I'm excited about it. But I pray to God that whatever they did to drop the ball on COVID, they don't do again, because I can't do too many of these. That's crazy.
Oh, so I do want to ask, what did you learn about yourself during this time?
I mean, I learned a couple of things. I mean, I realized how impatient I am. I realized how goal-oriented I am, and how my drive can be deemed, it can be like looked at as like not a good thing, because when I go after something, I'm just, my tenacity, I just don't, I don't see, you can't tell me I can't. But with that comes, it consumes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and it's tunnel vision. I don't see the stuff that's going on around me. So it kind of made me realize that I need to look at everything instead of just looking at tunnel vision, especially when you're trying to reach your goal in a career. You know, you sometimes you get to the goal, and when you get there, you look around and nobody's there because you didn't really like check on them while you was on your way there, you know? So that's what I learned about that, is that like time and life goes on. You got to maximize all the time you have with things that actually matter, you know?
Look, that is so beautiful, and that's so important to remind those that are watching that you spend time with those that really, really matter. So let's talk about Cupid Shuffle. Cupid Shuffle has seen new life lately, both through a re-imaging on TikTok, but also as a thing that has connected people at Black Lives Matter events. And during 2020, like so many of us, you were impacted by the life and death of George Floyd and were moved to record What's Wrong USA. How have those events affected you as an artist and as a Black man?
I mean, you know, I call it the United Song of America, because the Cupid Shuffle is a song that'll come on and people will forget what's going on. I was pleased to see that it was used in times of conflict where stuff was about to really escalate to a high level, that it brought the situation down. But at the end of the day, you know, that don't bring Mr. Floyd. I actually had a chance to talk to Mr. Floyd, some of his family members. I also knew Alton Sterling, you know, and you know, it has to get fixed. You know, I love that my music is a sign of peace and togetherness. But, you know, we can't just have that for like 3 minutes and 33 seconds of the song. You know, after they finish dancing, stuff got to get done. So, you know, I do support, you know, the pushback toward these types of things when stuff isn't handled accordingly, because it has to happen. Like, I mean, we in 2021 and we still discussing equal rights. It's like crazy, you know? So I love that my music is a spearhead for peace. And I just hope that somewhere down the line, people kind of get it together and start figuring this thing out.
That was so beautiful. Thank you. And yes, your music brings so much peace, so much love, so much joy. So I do have one final question for you. You've traveled the world, the absolute world. What was one of the most impactful events you've been to?
Well, when I went to the Middle East, I performed in Bahrain, and I was nervous. It was around the time when the whole ISIS thing was going on, and we were given some insight about the real reality of that. And then we were able to see people who don't even speak English at all, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left. And not just that, love slide. I'm like, wait a minute, do the love slide. Like, what? Are you serious? So, you know, music is a universal language. And to just be able to travel to the Middle East, Germany, you know, Japan, and have people just respond to the songs and just, you know the dances before I even get there. That's what you want. You know, you just want your music to be impactful. Like, some people do it for the hits, they do it for the gold and the chains and the platinum. But for me, it's just like to watch like a mom, dad, and their daughter dance together. Like, for me, that's what it's about. So, you know, when you start to see that in other countries, that's when you really start to tell yourself, like, if it's anybody at your hometown or anybody in your area that's talking bad about you, that is completely obsolete. When you got people all over the country that don't, love you. And that's the biggest thing for me, is just watching. When I did the Middle East, it was amazing. I mean, because you're around people with real life Jaguars in their cars, Lamborghinis that they just running around like dune buggies. I'm like, y'all got money for real. Like, they not, for them to fly me down and take care of, and have us do these big concerts out there, it just lets you know that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Oh, and we love you here at Let Your Love Be Real Talk Show as well. Thank you so much for this beautiful interview, Cupid. It's a pleasure. Oh my. I cannot wait to do the flex dance, because I will be posting on my page, and it's going to be on the LIBR show page. But what can we look forward to you, and where can we find you? Like, give it to us.
Well, on Instagram and TikTok, I'm official New Cupid. And on Twitter, I'm New Cupid. And yeah, like anybody who's watching the show, please go on my page, learn how to do flex, and send me the video. I will repost it. I appreciate the love, and I'm just hoping that flex can just get up there like Cupid Shuffle.
Well, I can't wait to join the stage with you, but thank you so much. And we will talk
It's all
to
good.
you soon. Make sure you guys follow New Cupid, follow Cupid, Twitter, social medias, Instagram, everything. You are everything. So thank you so much for your love and letting your love be real. We'll talk to you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you as always.
How many of you all knew all that about Cupid? Now is the time for a new segment we're bringing to the talk show world called Dance, Love, Fit. If you're not already in something comfy, you might want to do that now. Make sure you tag us on social media of yourself doing the full dance. So also, yay! Okay, so if you have not seen the first and the second section, go back and watch because section 3 is it. We're going to be ready for the 4th show. Let's go. Section 3.
Okay, guys, so we ended over here leaning back with a back roll. Now, from here, we're going to take both of our arms up in a big circle, and that right leg is coming back. Whoom! Step back and push. Bring that same right foot forward, big circle over your head, land forward. Then from here, we're going to kick the door down. Boom! With the left, land. Then we're going to roll back. Roll back. You can do anything you want to do with the chest, but that arm is circling, yeah? So from here, we're going to take that arm circle, step out with the left foot, continue a circle groove. Over to the side, circle groove. Back again with the circle groove. You can do anything you want to do with that upper body. And that is the end of section 3.
We did it! We completed all 3 sections. Make sure you come back for the 4th episode so you can see the final dance. I'm Markia Butler.
I'm Tay Ryan.
And this is Dance, Love, Fit at Love Your Love Be Real Talk Show. I hope you enjoyed this experience as much as I have. It was truly a pleasure to have you here. I'd like to thank our guest Cupid, our choreographer Tay Ryan, and DJ Angelo for allowing us to pay homage to DMX with his Rough Rider Anthem remix. Be sure to wear your comfy outfit when joining us again next week for Dance, Love, Fit. Until then, follow us on social media. I'm Markia Butler. Remember, love is the breath you breathe. So, let your love be real.